right, Jay-Z is a bad SOB, not because he's worth $2 billion or because he's one of the greatest rappers of all time, but Jay-Z has now moved his chess piece to put himself in position to now acquire Dame Dash's stake of Rockefeller Records. Now, yesterday, if you were not tuned into the channel, we actually talked about Dame Dash having to, part ways with his last share of Rockefeller. Now, the reason why he is parting ways, he hasn't done it yet, but he's being forced to by the judge because he owes $832,000 debt to a former partner that he was working with on a film. Now, I'm not going to get into the details of that because we did it on the last video. I am going to talk about what's going on and why Jay-Z and Kareem, but probably Jay-Z is going to end up with the last stake in Rockefeller Records. So there's three members on the board. They got a board: Kareem, Biggs, Burke, Jay-Z, Dame Dash. When you have a business, you're required to have a board. You're required to have a board meeting, and you can set different bylaws to where if you want to have different things going with the company, it goes through the board first. Well, a judge just the other day granted a motion to allow filmmaker to collect money from Dame Dash for copyright infringement lawsuit to the tune of almost $1 million. Now, as a result of that judgment from the judge also ordered Dame Dash to sell his remaining share of Rockefeller Records to satisfy the debt. Now, Jay-Z swooped in and Biggs Burger said, no, wait, hold on, right? Our company bylaws requires that there has to be some type of a board approval before there's a major sell-off. Now, what's going to happen is at this point is that, because remember, we reported yesterday that the Dame Dash had to actually turn over his shares to the U.S. Marshal Services within 180 days. Now, if he has the money, if he satisfies the debt, he can keep it. Does he have close to $1 million? Nobody knows. This is where Jay-Z and Kareem Biggs Burke come in because they got it. And this is something that's near and dear to them. So instead of them sitting back and letting Dame just fall on his face, they're going to swoop in and they're going to buy. I can guarantee anybody, I can bet anybody, they're going to swoop in and they're going to buy the remaining shares of Rockefeller Records. Now, what they do with it, well, if he gives it to one of his daughters, his son, maybe he might give it to Dame. I doubt it. But I do feel like Jay-Z and or Kareem's Biggs is going to come in now and buy the share, because if they were just to remain silent and they're too busy to even notice, which I'm sure they're not, this would actually go into the hands of a U.S., the marshals. The government would actually have shares in Rockefeller. Now, after that, where would it go? That's anybody's guess. Maybe somebody can buy it at auction or whatever the case may be. But they're like, nah, hold on. This is the company that catapulted all of our careers. So if there's a stake left in that, I want it. So Jay-Z going to get it. Maybe he might. Nah, Jay-Z getting it. Maybe him and Reem sit down, they have a conversation, say, all right, look, I'm going to take 50, you take 50. But at the end of the day, it's probably gone. The only how Dame Dash keeps this, and shout out to the guy who put a comment yesterday and said he can always appeal. He can. Will he lose? Possibly. Most likely. I mean, there's always a possibility he can still win. The appeal, or you come up with the bread. One of your rich friends, Kevin Hart, your wife, or anybody you know, or yourself, if you got the money, you say, all right, look, this is worth more than its weight in gold to me, so I'm going to put the bread up myself and go ahead and snatch this and pay dude off. Because if he pays dude off the $832,000, right, then the judge will not be able to force him to sell off his shares of Rockefeller. Because basically what it's saying is like, all right, let's just say I'm someone, I owe you money. Whoever's on the other side listening, I owe you money. You go to court, you get a judgment for $10 against me, right? I don't own nothing. When they do their research, they see that I don't own shit. I don't got nothing. So they say, all right, what you do own, though, something that you do own is a car. You got a Camry, for example. Your Camry's worth $300, $400, for whatever. It's just an example. Sell the Camry. I want you to sell the Camry. That's your asset. And take the proceeds from the asset and pay off your debtor. Pay off the person that has a judgment against you for $10. Pay them off. Since you don't got nothing else that you could do this with, you ain't got the cash to do it, allegedly. You ain't got the stocks, the bonds, or whatever, credit to do it, allegedly. Oh, something that you do have, that stake in Rockefeller. All right, sell that, pay them, we'll satisfy it. That's what the judge is saying. Now, we haven't heard Dame Dash's response yet, so I want to kind of sit back and wait to see. But can you imagine? There's a chance that this last stake that Dame, this is his nest egg. This is his baby. And all of them worked a lifetime for, right? Because remember, when this whole thing split, it was nasty. Dame talks about Jay-Z being this, Biggs being that, whatever the case may be. But this is the last thing that you had to hold on to. This now is proverbially gone within 180 days. This could possibly be gone unless someone swoops in and say, all right, now, boom, boom. So look, Jay-Z and Biggs don't want to see it go to the Gov. They don't want to see it go to the feds. So they're going to write the check and step in and most likely buy. Now, maybe Jay-Z shows a good gesture and buys it and let Dame retain it. I doubt it, because Dame is still making videos, still doing interviews, still talking about Jay-Z. So why show any mercy? Jay-Z could easily do that. But why do that when someone is continuing to, for lack of a better word, go at your throat, go at your neck? So you sit back, and this is why it's always, the mystique of kind of sitting back, playing it safe, being quiet, making your moves in silence, and then kind of striking, knocking over chess pieces on the board without making any word. That's what Jay-Z is doing. He ain't talking. He ain't doing no interviews like that, crazy. He's sitting back and making chess moves from afar. And it has to be admired. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, he's this, he's the devil, he made a deal with the devil, he's Illuminati, he's a puppet, he's the elite, he got the elite backing. Look, at the end of the day, he's just another you-know-what for Marcy Projects, man, right? They had to make his way in the industry. That's just what it is. We can put all this stuff on his name all we want to, and I'm sure there's some sinister stuff going on, but at some point you got to give the man credit. You got to give a man credit for what he's accomplished. Like, we ain't just waking up and jumping in and falling into $2 billion. But that's another subject for another day. I want to hear what y'all got to say in the comment section. Jay-Z or Kareem's Biggs Burks might actually end up with Dame Dash's stake of Rockefeller after all. We'll definitely keep you updated as this thing progresses in the next couple of months. Hey, in order to stay updated, though, this is important, you got to subscribe to the channel. Now, if you are subscribed to the channel, I salute you. Make sure that you have hit the notification bell and select the option that says get all notifications from this channel. Please do that real quick and hit the thumbs up button on your way out. Let's get this video to 500 likes before this video is over. Everybody go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. That's you and you and you and you. But I want to hear what you got to say in the comment section. It's your boy, Oh God, man. Hip Hop News and so that be.